Hi, my name is Kimberly, and I'm going to give a video response to Nicole's documentary of her travels to Ghana, um, which was extremely ignorant in the way that she went about it. I mean, did you go there just to have negative comments? And if that was the point of your video, then I would have begged you to keep your money and don't even waste your time and your videos to just portray Ghana as this dirty, stinking place, and then try to make yourself come off as you're somehow higher than or more intelligent than. Well, sometimes when we open our mouths and we say things that put other people down, that just shows how unintelligent we truly are. So my first response would be to you, next time just stay home, because Ghana did not invite you to come there and be a part of anything that's going on there, whether that be their roads or their food or the children. No one sent a letter to you inviting you to come to Ghana. So that was not needed and extremely unnecessary. And I'm speaking from an African American point of view, and even watching the video, I was a little disturbed that from me looking at you, another African American would have the audacity to go to the motherland and speak of it in which manner that you did. And then to come back on and say, well, I'm not apologizing. Well, you do have a freedom of speech, but at the same time, I think you took it a little bit too far because you spent your money to go over there. You got on the plane and went over there. Nobody put a gun to your head and said, hey, Nicole, come visit us. We want you here. So with that being said, I feel sorry for you at the same time because you opened your mouth and you tried to speak so eloquently, but you were so ignorant. So that speaks volumes about your education, your respect for other people and their culture. And it also shows how much culture you don't have. And it saddens me that because someone carries a child on their back, you have a problem with that? I mean, really? And then you keep speaking of Europe as if that's something you're supposed to be so proud of. I mean, oh, I'm getting the education and I'm going to major in European studies, and who cares? Do what you have to do. Do what makes you happy, but don't put other people down because you're unhappy or your self-esteem is so low that you have to make others feel just as bad. You need to deal with your own problems, your own self-esteem issues, your own self-hatred, because I do recall that African Americans didn't come to America on their own. Most of them are descendants of slaves, so which was from Africa, ironically, but nonetheless, I'm sure you already know this because you spoke of the history that was being taught to you while you were in Ghana that you said you were tired of hearing. Okay. Another thing is, I'm not going to cuss at you and call you all kind of names, and it's unnecessary. But I was appalled that you stooped so low to do something so ugly and so nasty to someone who didn't ask you to be there in the first place. And you're not speaking for me. I'm sure a lot of other African Americans would say you're not speaking for them as well. So I did take a look at your videos, and it was kind of laughable because no one seemed to agree hardly on what you were saying. You had more dislikes than you had likes, and maybe that was your whole point. Maybe your whole point is to get people to watch, and whether it's negative comments that you're getting, you're still getting attention. Maybe you seek attention. And so maybe that was the whole point of your blog and all that crap that you had going on, because that's exactly what it is. It's crap. And if I was in your shoes and had that opportunity that you did to go and enjoy a culture that is so rich and not enjoy it, I mean, that's ludicrous that you would go over there and not indulge yourself in such a beautiful culture, but you spend more time on your camera talking about how nasty and the bathrooms were dirty or not to your liking and yada, 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 yada. I could go on and on and on and on. And at the same rate, you still continue to get back online and still spill your poison, as you will. And then as I look at it, America is not perfect. There's nothing here. There's things that's good here, and then there's things you can find bad here as well. I'm sure you can go into the ghettos and find just as much filth, as you say, right here in your home country. So I don't understand the point in that. And then your little cameraman in the background, he really kind of screwed you when he opened up his mouth and started speaking, because you rolled your eyes up in your head as if to tell him to shut up, but he kept speaking. And it just showed how ignorant and unintelligent you two really are, that you would get on the camera and spill all this negativity. And I've always been taught that if you don't have anything nice to say, zip it. Don't say anything at all, because we don't care. We don't care if you didn't like it. We don't care if it wasn't to your likings over there. The food wasn't McDonald's. I mean, geez, McDonald's, really? Like, that's the most healthiest food you could eat. But you go over there where a country where the food is not put in the refrigerator but cooked on spot, and then you're saying, oh, I hope I like it. Well, as the other guy said on his YouTube video, eat your fingers and your toes if you